Hi everybody, TJ Mack of Vintage Cards and Nostalgia here. And in today's video, I want to show my Topps Rod Carew run from 1967 to 1986. What inspired me to show these cards is this beautiful newsstand copy of Sport Magazine from October 1977. This is such a great cover, showing Carew with a tricolor batting helmet that I remember him wearing as a kid. I also like the photo of him swinging here, and the photographer did a great job capturing the ball coming right off his bat. Just a beautiful image. And the focus in Carew's eyes and the expression on his face, man, it just really captures the 1977 MVP. That's another thing that's great about the magazine. It was taken during his MVP year. Just an extra special one to me. And this magazine's also special because in that season he batted nearly 400. He batted 388. He won his sixth of 7 batting titles. He also led Major League Baseball in hits with 239, runs with 128, and OPS with 1.019. And if you're a WAR person, he had a career high 9.7. Now, today, I want to share a few things from this article that you may not have known about Carew. And that's the beauty about reading magazines, is you get these little neat nuggets of information to share. But before I do that, I want to look at a couple pieces of advertising in the magazine from 1977. In the center of the magazine, you have this wonderful piece of advertising from Time Life Books on the wild, wild world of animals. Now, I remember the Time Life commercials when I was a kid, and you can still see them on YouTube. And some of those commercials were quite spooky, like Mysteries of the Unknown or The Enchanted World. Even this shark would creep me out as a kid. And this is just a nice slice of history and nostalgia that I just really appreciate about looking at magazines. On the last page here, you have an advertisement for Zenith TV. I remember having those big console wooden TVs as a kid, and we actually had a Zenith. It wasn't this exact model, but it was one similar to it. And the picture tube would go in and out, and I remember coming home from school as a kid, and I'd be jumping up and down to get the picture to go back on again. Special times, for sure. Now on to the article about Rod Carew. The article starts out by telling about his frustration of never playing in a World Series. Unfortunately, Carew would never get the chance to play in the Fall Classic throughout his entire career. Now, it opens also with a great story about Carew being in the batter's box. Rangers third baseman Toby Harrah was baiting him, saying, "Come on, bunt on me. I dare you to bunt on me." And Harrah kept moving in on Carew. Carew then proceeded to bunt and beat it out for an infield hit. Then in the next at-bat, Harrah moved closer and said, "I dare you to try it again." With a downward swing, Carew chopped a high hopper over Harrah's head for a single. Harrah stared helplessly at the game's best hitter and tipped his hat. Thurman Munson once asked Carew for advice on hitting. He was universally respected throughout Major League Baseball. And I learned in this article that he was making about $200,000 at the time and could have been making millions more elsewhere as a free agent, but he was comfortable in Minnesota. He said, "I didn't want to risk not being relaxed in LA or New York, where you can be easily distracted." I found it interesting in the article that he ended up re-signing with the Twins because he lost a bitter arbitration hearing to them in 1974. But what I love about Carew is that he was mature enough to realize the Twins were just trying to win the case, just as he was. He came across as very centered, saying money can only buy so much, and his wife chimed in saying, "We have what we want." I just gained so much respect for him. He is so confident in his ability that he didn't need to hit home runs or make a lot of money to prove himself. There was another story I read about Nolan Ryan throwing Carew a changeup, which was pretty rare at the time from the Angels flamethrower. Carew hit a single to left field. Ryan yelled, "Hey, you're supposed to pull that pitch." Carew just smiled. The next time Carew was up, Ryan threw his famous fastball. Carew pulled it for a double to right field. Ryan just shook his head. Also in this article, I learned about Carew's unselfishness. Twins pitching coach Don McMahon said Carew was very strong and could hit home runs. Maybe not as many as Mays, but he chooses not to because he's unselfish and he'll do what he needs to drive the run in. He could bunt and hit to all fields. Carew said he wanted to be remembered as a complete ball player. Ted Williams was remembered for hitting .406, Cobb for having more than 4,000 hits, Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron for home runs. But I want to be remembered for being able to hit, run, throw, and field. Now I'm going to take you through my Topps Playing Days run of Rod Carew. Here's a 67 rookie with Hank Allen. He won Rookie of the Year that year. Carew did, not Allen. And then you have the 68 and 69 Topps. 1969 is when he won his first batting title. Then you have his 1970, 71, and 72. And Carew just made a lot of beautiful cards. I think he is up there for one of the best runs of Topps cards there is, in my opinion. And 72 is a high number, a little bit tougher of a card. Of course, 71 with the tough black borders. And 72 is when he won his second batting title. In my Carew cards, the rookie's in a grade 5. The rest are in grades 6 through 9 in the later years. Carew continued to win batting titles in 73, 74, and 75. So he had a stretch when he won 4 batting titles in a row. Just amazing. What a hitter he was. Here's the 76, 77, and 78. Of course, 77, the MVP year. And I've always been a big fan of the 78 here with the red, white, and blue All-Star badge. And then you got the tricolor hat that's similar to what was on the cover of the 77 Sport magazine. Great looking cards. Here's 79, 80, and 81. You can see in 1980s his first card with the Angels, which is where he would finish his career. Then we have 82, 83, and 84. Love that headband there on the 83 Topps. Got a couple nice fielding shots of Carew playing first base. And I'm going to finish with his 85 and 86 Topps. He has quite a run of cards. Not quite enough to fill a 30-card case because I just do the Topps runs. I don't do All-Stars or Flair or Donruss. I just like to have the basic Topps run. And I just like seeing all those Topps standard cards of him, not the leaders and All-Stars. When they're all next to each other, it just makes for such a beautiful-looking display.